Welcome back to the 8:30 show. If you like our content, please feel free to like and subscribe. So, former President Donald J. Trump had his mugshot taken this past week and the world went crazy. The
Yeah,
world, not just us, the world.
yeah.
And this is what it looked like.
So yeah, that's old Donnie Trumpy with his coif on his head.
First president to have a mugshot.
Yeah,
Not the first president to be arrested.
yeah.
Uh, I'm sure everybody has Googled this. Uh, if a president has ever been arrested, and
Or ex-president.
well, period, I'm assuming, because people still call this fool president. But Ulysses S. Grant was arrested for speeding on a horse.
How do you
and
speed on a horse?
but that this is criminal charges
Yeah.
against Donald Trump for what was it, trying to steal the elections in 2020 in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes.
He was booked in Fulton County, Georgia,
And got that mugshot taken.
and got the mug shot. He could have tried to look better. What the fuck?
It's Trump. What do you expect? He was pissed off that day. He had to get dragged all the way to Georgia.
Did you see the other people? They were like that. Giuliani. Did you?
Yeah, I saw. They got him with a bad picture on
They got them all like one
with
of
the
them.
shorts all the way up, or were they pants? I don't remember.
No, that
Playing
was
golf.
a
That
playing
one was
golf.
great.
Yeah, that was great. And they did a combo of him, his parents being the penguin, and
Oh, I saw that.
who
I
was
saw
the
that.
other one?
I don't remember what they were, but yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
You want to know a funny thing about
Tell
Giuliani?
me.
I don't know if he wrote it himself or whatever, but he was one of the people that were part of creating the RICO for the Italian mob.
Wow.
Just for it to circle back many, many, many years later and
Karma, I
collect him
guess. Who
in that
knows how many
same
people went
situation.
down as Rico and it wasn't actually Rico case, but
Yeah,
we already know how the system works. We know too many people who have been in and out and fucked for nothing, over nothing. Like they didn't do shit and they got years
yeah.
just because if they go to trial and everybody's like, "Oh, but that's where you plead innocent." Sure,
Well,
that's
yeah,
where
in
it
certain
happens,
cases.
but you're going to wait the 15 years to do that. Like the
Yeah,
system's fucked. They're going to have you, they'll make you sit it out until they can't do it anymore. And then finally, you know, you get your day in court, but that shit is 15 years later and you could have gotten the 15-year sentence and been out and just fuck it. But instead they want to sit here and it's hard, especially when you don't have money to hire lawyers, and it's hard for people. And these cases are, the legal system is so not for the people.
yeah. In that regard, like it's. I mean, you can get a speedy trial. That's what it's supposed to be. Not always that way.
Yeah.
Um, but you can also protest that mistrial based on the extension of the trial. But with Trump situation, I don't know how they're gonna pull this one off in Georgia
Why?
because they already have a big RICO case going with. I don't know if you're familiar with Young Thug
Yes.
and the YSL RICO,
Yes.
and from what I understand, based on that RICO case, um, they don't really have any state attorneys left. Like state attorneys are not willing to get involved because they can't. When you go into a RICO, they can't get other jobs and other cases. They have to be dedicated to that, and then the state doesn't pay these attorneys what they could live off of based on what they are making without being a part of that. I seen a couple of videos where they were discussing just the YSL case with Young Thug, and they were saying that these attorneys are starting to go broke just because they're stuck on the case, and the judge won't allow them, or the DA won't allow them to pick up other casework
Let
to
me just tell you,
foot the bill.
sorry, sorry, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
Um, yeah, so they can't pick up other casework to foot the bill. Like there was one attorney that came out, female attorney, saying that she was gonna have to start an OnlyFans just to
I remember
continue,
that.
just to continue on with the case because it's gonna be drug out for some time, and it's a RICO case, so it's not gonna be something that's quick and easy. And they got like a hundred people that they're putting in this. I know they're gonna lump charges together with groups. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe even let some people out, just whatever. But like, it's not looking good just for the state with that case, as far as the financial burden that it's that's going on with it. And now to take on another RICO case with Donald Trump, like I feel like if you're gonna take on, which one is the bigger case? Like if you guys are having problems with attorneys starting to take these RICOs, these massive RICOs, you know, you're gonna have to stop one of them.
I hear you. Are they not supposed to try these cases? If that's the case, are they not supposed to go after these people and there's just pick and choose and he got away with it type of shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a real question.
I don't think it's that. I think that it may one of the cases, one of these two RICO cases in Georgia may have not been an actual RICO. Maybe the YSL case, maybe that shouldn't have been a RICO case, or
I
maybe
don't know anything about that case, so I don't know.
or maybe
Do you?
I know a little bit of the case.
Okay.
Basically, they're calling YSL, the record label, um, basically a gang, and that all this stuff is being done in commission of a gang. So it's considered to be part of a. They're lumped it into a RICO case.
Interesting.
Um, so yeah, you know, I get it. You know, I'm not saying that cases shouldn't be tried and it should be pick and choose, but I think if you're a state and you're doing a RICO case and you're already having issues with your staff, your attorneys to handle this case by the state. We're not talking about the private attorneys that these guys have, you know.
I get that.
Then you need to really think about, should you pick up another RICO case? I mean,
Well,
yeah, the attorneys may who pick up the Donald Trump case, they're gonna get a little bit of what is it, fame from it, more than likely. But should it have been a RICO case?
they'll decide that, I guess. I mean, they have to go through all the motions.
Hmm.
So far, they got his ass, so they got him
Oh
on
yeah.
something.
What did he say? Indicted.
Yeah,
Indicted.
indicted. Yeah.
um, but yeah, I don't know how that's gonna play out. Like, sure, everyone cheerleaded that he went to jail, got his mugshot taken. But my thing is, what's the point on doing that if in the end you can't convict, you can't get a turnover? You know what I mean? He does have a right to a speedy trial no matter what. So if the state can't get it together, it may be all for naught. And if the state can't get it together, then the state's district attorney, she about to lose her job. I mean,
Well, I mean,
you already have all the complaints from the Young Thug case
no,
from
I
these
get that.
attorneys. You know what I mean?
I like again, I don't know, how that works.
Yeah,
All I know is they need to figure it out. I don't mean to sound cold or heartless about it, but what what what's
yeah,
supposed to happen?
yeah,
Like what's supposed to happen, And what I think I know, I'm not sure, um, is they'll put it off until they can get to it. And he'll just be roaming the streets. Criminal.
Well, yeah. I mean, that is
I'm
one.
sorry, but it just fucks me up. Criminal.
That is one thing that could occur. I mean, it did occur because he's not in jail. He's out.
No, he's not in jail. Are
He's
you kidding me?
he's doing
This
his
it
thing.
reminds me of Dave Chappelle's skit
Which
where
one?
they go and the dude does a white collar crime and he goes if the roles were
Oh, with Tron.
reversed. Yeah, and he's like, when are you gonna come in? He's like, oh, I'll come in.
I'll be there around five,
Yeah,
6. Then it's like 11 o'clock p.m.
he
It's like
shows up. It's a baller ass spread of cheeses.
I got caught up with some trim.
But yeah, and the other guy, they came up in his house, shot his dog. Yeah,
Grabbed his. What do you say? You grabbed his wife's titties.
yeah, that's not how it goes down for people like Trump.
Yeah. Again, I just don't know like how significant this is. It looks good for the papers, for the headlines. Yeah, it does. But if the state can't, it, it's a big deal to have a RICO case, regardless of who the assailant is. That they're indicted in the RICO case. It's a big deal. A RICO
Yeah.
case is a big deal. Regardless of who it is.
Yeah,
And that's a big deal for the state to take on. So if you're going to do a RICO case, from my understanding, from what I've seen um, in different interviews that I've seen with different attorneys talking to just about the YSL case, not even the Donald Trump matter, that to do a RICO case, you got to really have it there, you know. Um, and as and if it's a state RICO case, which Donald Trump sounds like, it's not going to be funded by the Fed, so it's all state-run money, all taxpayer dollars. So you're not going to be able to convert that conviction. And what was this all for? Like I don't know if maybe the Young Thug case should be broken down out of a RICO, or Donald Trump should be broken down. But I don't, at the rate that they're going, I don't see them being able to run 2 RICO cases of this magnitude. It's not like a small case for
Well,
either one.
we'll see what happens. I mean, there's really no point because we're not going to know until they decide on what they're going to do. For now, I think the people are enjoying the fact that there's a mugshot of this man.
Yeah, yeah,
I
absolutely.
think everybody has made as many jokes as they possibly can about it.
Oh, the jokes haven't stopped yet.
And watch out because there's a criminal out there. His
Yeah,
name is Donald Trump.
yeah.
There's a mugshot to prove it.
And it's funny because wasn't he just this happened to him? Not the Rico part, but didn't this just happen to him recently? I don't remember because I don't keep up with Donald Trump like that.
Mm.
I never did. But wasn't he also like in New Jersey or New York or somewhere? He had another arrest, or was it Florida for the secret
I don't
documents
know.
that he took from the White House?
Criminals get around.
So, but whatever. I don't know how this is going to affect him as running a
You know,
campaign for presidency.
sorry. Go ahead.
I don't know how that's gonna affect him campaigning. The people that support Donald Trump, a lot of them that I've seen, that I'm sure you've seen, and I'm sure the rest of the people have seen.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, they're pretty out there.
Yeah, they are.
Like the things that they say and things that they like they if I feel like they worship this man like the second coming of Jesus when it comes to politics. And
I
I want to say something. Don't get me wrong. I was on board with Trump when he first started campaigning, not because I knew his politics yet. It was when I heard his politics I changed my opinion on it.
well, I liked the man.
Yeah.
I liked him. I liked him before he opened his flap. I liked him. I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
Donald Trump, like, cool, but you kind of don't know people, of course, like,
Hmm.
especially him. He's socialite, entrepreneur, billionaire, blah, blah, blah. And then got into the entertainment business, and he's kind of spread himself around to
Hmm.
other shit. You know, he's a real estate mogul, yada yada.
He's entertaining.
Yeah, and he has done cameos on movies, TV shows, whatever.
Rap albums.
And but you never really knew where he stood until he opened his fucking flap when
Hmm.
he started running for president, and that's when everything changed.
Yeah.
Everything changed, and it blew my mind where he went like after Mexican people and talking about the like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And then I feel that ignited a lot of shit
Oh yeah.
after him. Like he ignite like, not saying that racism wasn't there, that none of that shit was going on. It was going on, but I feel that with his words, he encouraged so much hate from people who were afraid to speak out because they thought they were alone, but now they got their president.
Yeah.
Give you the fucking
He
quotes.
gave
Um,
racial division a voice.
Correct. Yeah, he did. And he gave these people the strength to stand up and go talk shit to a Native American woman in a fucking convenience store and told her to go back to her country. Little did she know this is her country and she's the foreigner here, you know. But like, they gave people the courage to go to Capitol fucking Hill and die for their country. Really, that's what they did. These people got shot for going to Capitol Hill, and I feel like they would have nuked the place. It had it been a different race of people running up there. But I don't know. We'll never know.
I just
I base it off of how people of color have been treated in this country as long as I don't even know what, hundreds of years,
yeah.
you know? Like, it's crazy. And I feel he ignited that. He fueled it too.
Yeah, well, most definitely he fueled it, and I just want to circle back to the whole um, storming DC and
Mm-hmm.
Capitol Hill. Like, I don't understand what made those people think. Like, God forbid that people died. You know, that sucks,
Yeah.
a loss of life. But I don't understand what made you think that they wouldn't shoot you. Like,
Because they came in droves and,
but
you know,
but yeah, okay, sure,
yeah.
sure. You're not gonna kill everybody, but what makes you think that you being on the front of this riot rampage wasn't going to get shot? And like, I have no remorse for the people. Like, I feel for their families who died, but the people that actually did it, I have no remorse for them. It's like you went to do some violent shit, and the consequences was you lost your life because you did something dumb.
Yeah.
It wasn't like you did something and was like, "Oh,
It's
I didn't know
horrible.
this was an outcome that could happen." You know what I mean? Like for instance, like you do some X game stuff, you know, and somebody and you die. I don't expect you to know that you're gonna die. I figure you know what you're doing. You're doing X Games. You on X Games mode. You know what I mean? But you going to storm the Capitol. That's like when people were talking about going to storm
Area
Area
51.
51. It's
Yeah.
like, are you out of your mind? Like, that's a military base. Regardless of what the history or
Yeah.
propaganda around the base is, it's still a military base, and
Yeah.
you're gonna go you're gonna go. What is it? You're gonna go. You're gonna fuck around. You're gonna find out. And that's
Yeah.
exactly what happened with those people who stormed that. They fucked around and found out. So, yes, I do feel bad that people lost their life because the human side of me always feels bad for someone who loses their life. You know, a life is very precious. But your actions wipe clean that slate of sadness for you the individual, but your family, yeah, because they lost someone that they loved and they
Well,
cared for.
can I just say
Yeah.
this? In regards to the people that lost their lives when they did that, I hope that their families are being watched. And I say that because not to harass them, but to make sure that they don't try to avenge their deaths.
Hmm.
Because if they thought it was a good idea to do that, to
Fuck around and find out.
go up to Capitol Hill and do all of that, then to me that makes me feel like these people are irrational people.
Hmm.
And what if their family members are just as irrational and go up and try to blow some shit up, or and now we have terrorists,
Yeah.
homemade terrorists, because they don't agree with what happened to their spouse, sister, brother, daughter, son, whatever. So I hope, but I don't know. I hope
Well,
they're being watched, because I would hate for that to happen and so many more innocent lives lose their life because some guy or some person couldn't handle the fact that their whoever
they're
was killed.
Jesus. They're
No,
political
no, whoever
Jesus.
was killed.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Thought you were saying because their political Jesus
No.
incited them to go do it.
No. I mean,
I got what you
have
were
a
saying.
mind of your own. That's how I feel about it. Like, how you as a grown person, oh, did you see all these people? A lot of these people range from 20 to like 60, and you can't think for yourself. You really thought this was a good idea to run up there and do some bullshit damage?
Storm the Capitol.
So yeah, like, what the fuck? That you're crazy for doing that. And I sometimes think they're in their backyard drinking beers and just
This is a good
have,
idea.
no, laughing about it now.
Uh-huh.
Because a lot of them, I feel, again, I feel that there's just two justice systems here. There's one for people of color, and there's one for white people. And I feel that these white people should have gone to jail. Do not pass go, do not collect $200.
Hmm.
And I feel that they didn't get the time that they should have gotten. I feel like they didn't get the book thrown at them.
They were too lenient.
Yeah, it was just like a slap on the wrist. Like, no, you should be doing hard time, because I honestly feel, had this been people of color, they would have gone down for years. I've seen people go down for years. People of color go down for years for nothing. For nothing. But these white people storm the castle, and it just makes no sense. But again, there's two justice systems.
Well,
And it's been very well documented too that there is two systems.
no,
But
absolutely.
of course, people are like, "Oh no, that's their luck." It's not luck, fucker. It's what it is.
No, I hear you and I
Yeah.
get you on that. And I think with this particular thing, in regards to what you're saying, I think part of that is state versus federal. So most of the people that we know that or have heard of or been adjacent to in some kind of way through a friend of a friend or whatever, and you hear about people going to jail and doing all this ridiculous time, I think is because I think mainly that's the state side, where I think that with those people at Capitol that stormed the Capitol Hill, that was a federal crime.
Okay.
I do believe that the sentence was not levied the way it should have been. But they would have went to Camp Fed type of thing. Again, light jail, minimum security, weight rooms.
Some
Yeah.
is better than nothing. It's better than probation or
Yeah.
what is it? Community. What is it?
Community service.
Yeah, that shit. Like, no.
Yeah.
You gotta fucking pay the price like everybody else has to.
I do.
I know somebody who did a federal crime, and he did the federal time, and he did 100% of it. He didn't do a piece of it. He didn't do 3/4 of it. 99%. He did 100% of it. That's federal.
Yeah, feds want their time.
Yeah, they want all
every
of it.
second.
So
But that's what I'm saying. I think that they didn't. I'm agreeing with you. They didn't get the book thrown at them. And I think they should have by federal law. got the book thrown at them,
Yeah, but
regardless of their his non-existent criminal history.
we're just gonna see things like this happen
Yeah, to me, it,
throughout the ages. Basically, we've been watching it happen in our lifetime, and
yeah,
it's gonna happen after, until somebody finally makes a change. Aliens, here you come.
yeah. If they don't just speed by saying these niggas are worthless.
Right?
But anyway, yeah. Back to Donald Trump and his RICO indicted.
Indicted.
I don't know how effective this RICO case. Like everybody's happy about it, and granted they should be whatever. I just don't know how effective the state of Georgia can handle two RICO cases of this magnitude.
No, I get that, but
And I would hate for.
well, we're gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah, I just my thing is, I would hate for them to call a RICO case against Donald Trump for all for naught, and have to end up dropping his RICO case because I feel like if that's the case, then he's going to use that as power in continuing his campaign run.
This
for
dude's
the
all
next-
about the games.
Yeah,
Let me
but
just
that's
tell you.
but I mean he's going to use that to empower his
No,
base
I
even
understand that.
further.
I'm just telling you, he's all about the games.
He's gonna be like, I'm untouchable. Not even the RICO could stop me. I'm Donald Trump. You know,
Oh
that's
no,
how I see that. How that would play
he
out.
will be stopped one day,
Yeah,
but it won't be by any human being.
you know, Father Time's on his ass.
Yeah,
All bills come due when it comes to life
it sure
expectancy.
does. Unfortunately for everyone.
Yeah.
We
So
don't
I
know-
thought it was.
We don't know where we are in the line, but we're there.
Yeah. So I thought it was. I thought it was fascinating that they went that far and did a RICO in Georgia. Like I said, just because of the YSL case is kind of crazy.
All right. Well, let's move on from that.
So before we move on from that, I do want to move on to something real quick. I just want to touch on something from our last podcast. Um, as everyone knows, we're in SoCal, California, and last week we had the tropical
Oh,
storm Hillary come through. We were marked safe. FYI, we were marked safe in the turmoil. Um, nothing really happened to us. No flooding, no blackout, no nothing. We were same old as
Yeah, it was just
we were,
it.
just rained.
Well, like he said in the podcast, we got knocked down to a thunderstorm,
Yeah,
and I don't know where there was thunder. It wasn't here
yeah. I
where
didn't
we're
see it.
at, but it did rain, and our dog did not want to go out.
Yeah.
Bougie ass.
Yeah,
His toot is, but I wouldn't want to take a shit out in the rain either.
yeah. It was pretty. It did rain pretty hard.
It did.
At certain times.
But we did okay. It wasn't too bad.
And he held his shit till the next day and
Poor
left
thing.
a mighty poop. But I just wanted to state that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we survived Hurricane Hillary with nothing, no real change other than the damper of it being rainy all day.
Yeah. But it was
I
fine.
can't say the same for everybody else in SoCal, but for the most part, everybody
Yeah,
I know,
we were fine, at
and
least.
everybody I know, it was really it's just an inconvenience for it that it was rainy.
Yeah.
Nothing else. So I'm sure people have seen all the hysterical SoCal memes, people swimming and boating in the streets. We did experience an earthquake
Oh yeah.
during the
I
tropical
didn't.
storm. I felt it. She didn't. We're in the same house.
I was cleaning. I was vacuuming, so I didn't feel it. He was up here working, and he felt it. I didn't feel shit because I was fussing around the house and moving around, so I didn't get to feel it, any of it.
So I felt it. It wasn't really hard. At first I didn't even realize that we were having an earthquake because I was kind of shaking my leg and the table was kind of moving. Then I felt it, was like, wait, am I making that much movement? And so I
Yeah.
stopped and then I took off my headphones and I heard this mighty wall behind us of Funko Pops shaking as well, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And then I really noticed we're having an earthquake, and thought to
Wah,
myself,
wah.
"Please don't let this mighty wall collapse on me," and I get showered in a rain of hard cardboard and plastic pieces. And I wasn't filming, so if it did happen, I didn't even have it captured on film. But it survived. Nothing fell.
The test of time.
By the way, for those that these are all Funkos, this is a collection of Funko Pops we have. For those people that are curious on what that is,
I mean, who's curious? Who
I'm sure
doesn't?
they could
Who
tell.
doesn't know these are Funko Pops?
I'm sure they could tell, but just for those uninitiated, that's what they are.
Yeah, you should see like the rest of the stuff. Maybe one day we'll show
Yeah, yeah.
when the room's 100%. But for now, this is what you get to see.
That's the backdrop.
All right, I want to move on to
Yeah.
HBO because I don't go to the theater no more since COVID. I still don't want to go. I'm not ready. I don't know if you are, but I'm not.
Um, there hasn't been a movie that I'm really interested in going. I will go because we used to go
Well,
to the
also
matinee
the
anyway. But
eye gouging prices.
yeah, but we used to go at the matinee when it wasn't so busy
Even
anyway.
though, like, we can't even go to the concession stand without spending $50. Like,
I'm
that's
sure it's
crazy.
probably about $100 for two
Whatever,
people.
man. They ain't getting my money. So, and it's not just because of the prices, it's because of the whole COVID thing. I still have issues with that. It depends on where I'm at and my comfort level, and I'm not comfortable there.
Yeah.
So I don't
Excuse
go
me.
to the movies. So I wait till it's on to be streamed, and I want to talk about The Flash.
Okay.
And from what I was told, and I think you told me that no one went to go watch it
Yeah.
because of the actor,
Yeah.
and what all the things he did. I'm not 100% sure on the things he did, but I did watch the movie. Don't judge me. Don't crucify me. But
There's a lot of information on Ezra Miller and his legal troubles and stuff. So people, if you want to really know, just do a quick YouTube search. You don't
yeah,
even
I
got
don't
to do a
even know
Google.
what he's done. I just watched the movie because I like DC movies, and I'm a big Marvel fan, and I'm a Star Wars fan. So like,
Yeah.
this is one of those movies that I don't want to miss out. And I'm not sure what he did, but you know,
Yeah.
I watched the movie, and the movie was really good. And I feel like people are missing out on it. And he's actually a good actor. Like I really
Yeah.
liked him, but I don't know what he did, and he probably did some really fucked up shit. If people are like, I don't want to watch it,
Yeah. He's done some fucked up
and
shit.
I will educate myself. Don't you worry. But I
So
do want to say that the movie the story was well written. The movie itself was great. I'm pissed off that they're cutting off that whole thing. Like they could have really gone all the way.
yeah.
But whoever is running the show for DC, like you're ruining it. And the Batman fucking sucked. Yeah, I had to throw that little piece out there.
So James Gunn, he's the one that's taken over Warner Brothers DC. Um, the Flash movie. I think one of the things that hurt the Flash movie
Was the
uh,
actor, yeah?
was the actor, but I think it was also James Gunn. So, the beginning of the year, while they were still doing the screen testing for with the audiences for the Flash movie, James Gunn came out and kind of laid out his plan for the DCU. So he's dropping the DC EU name and changing it to DCU. Great, that's fine. I think that's perfect. I thought it was should have always been the DCU to begin with, and not the DCEU. You know, for their movie house.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, what he ended up saying, I think, also shot every movie that's coming from the DC out this year. Um, the Batman with Robert Pattinson, I, I I have a problem with the Batman movies. Period. Only because I feel the Batman movie is so much. of a dual role that I feel the actor really needs to convince me that they're playing both characters. So for the Robert Pattinson Batman, I really enjoyed him as Batman when they showed him as Batman. But then I had a problem with how he his version of Bruce Wayne. I really had a problem with it. I did not like it. I did not like his performance as Bruce Wayne. And that's the thing with Batman. You really got to pull off both Bruce Wayne and the Batman.
Mm.
And I feel he only pulled off half the role. He's going to continue on doing other movies, whatever. I'll watch him because I'm always curious, and so I'll watch him. So back to what I was saying, James Gunn said these things, and he kind of shot that movie in the foot because then I feel like it was already having it was already going to have to jump a hurdle because of Ezra Miller and his outside of that stuff, you know. But then you're like, okay, well, why should I spend $20 a ticket on a movie that really isn't going to matter in a greater scheme of
Got
things?
it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I'll go ahead and wait till it comes on streaming and I'll watch it there.
yeah.
And yeah, it was a good movie. I feel. Oh, what's going on? We just lost the video. That was awesome. Well, we'll keep on without the video. I'll throw some other stuff in here
All right.
eventually because we're gonna close this out. I don't know what the fuck just happened with the camera. Sorry about that, folks who are listening, but yeah, we just lost our camera. Um,
Yeah, that's weird.
yeah,
Maybe it's not connected.
it's connected. I don't know what that was,
No,
but anyway.
okay. Anyway, so yeah,
So I think that with in regards to that, he shot that in the foot by saying that. So why would I even want to go? Like the Blue Beetle movie that just came out, and it's not.
it's out.
Yeah, it's
I
out.
want to see that.
It's not doing well. Yeah, because people don't know. I think people just
See, that's
don't.
what I'm talking about.
But people don't know how to handle these
Lame.
movies.
Lame.
Aquaman's coming out in December. I think that's going to do well only because people want to see what happened to Amber Heard's character Mira in it. I don't think that they really care
That
for it.
person.
Yeah, I don't. I think it's going to have great numbers on its opening weekend, but then after that, I don't think it's going to do well. I think it's gonna fail because we don't get James Gunn's actual movie until 2024. He's doing his version, his Superman,
Yeah.
and he's already picked an actor and all that stuff. I don't know the actor's name, but whatever. And he's doing a young Superman.
Yeah, I've seen the actor. I know who it is.
Yeah.
And he looks similar to Henry Cavill.
Yeah. I did see him, and I said
That-
the same thing.
Other than Christopher Reeves, that's my top Superman.
Yeah. So, I think people are waiting for. I think people are waiting for that to happen
Yeah.
for 2024 to see where the real DCU is, and this is all part of this Flash movie. If people don't know, it's based off of the animated movie called Flashpoint Paradox, which was a really good movie. I just don't think people were interested in seeing something in the theaters that may not have any relevancy going forward.
No, I get that. I completely understand that. I mean, who the fuck would want to?
Yeah. So I think that's why I think that's why I did so bad. And I think at that point
Yeah.
people just started nitpicking the movie like, oh, the CGI, this was bad, or this was bad. Like the director came out and said, oh, for all you guys saying that the CGI was bad for the time paradox part of it, where he's in that Corona Bowl, he goes, it's supposed to look like bad CGI because we're not supposed to see it with super clarity because it's a time phase. He's
I thought it
phasing
was
in
a
the
great
time.
story.
So I didn't mind. As long as the CGI makes sense to be there, I don't mind bad CGI. If it's CGI for the sake of CGI and it's bad, that's when it's a problem for me.
So I have a question, Encyclopedia David. My question is since we've been watching all these DC uh,
Animated
movies,
movies, yeah.
yes, the animated movies, we've been watching them. I've been kind of obsessed with watching them. And since you know so much, because David knows a lot about DC and Marvel, and my question to you is, has any of these movies that they've made been close to the as close as they could possibly get to the comic books?
Um, yes and no. Yes, for some of them, they have been like, and when I say they have been, I'm saying like the origin story part of them.
Yeah.
Um, uh, for the most part, they are kind of in par with the origin story. Um, you know, the original Batman with Michael Keaton,
Yeah.
um, the Christopher Reeve Superman,
Yeah.
you know,
No, I understand. I'm just saying,
Iron Man story.
has there been a comic book that they've made that they turned into a movie and it was basically front to back, cover to cover?
No, no,
I
no.
was curious about that because
Um,
because after watching the movies,
mhm,
the animated ones, which I highly recommend, you're gonna see kind of the same story a little over and over again, and even stolen parts from one movie to use in the movies that they make, which I thought was interesting. I thought it was just that movie, but it turns out they used animated pictures and some of what they say and some of what they do. Even the storyline is
mhm.
somewhat, but it's very interesting. I like watching them. If you don't like animation, don't watch it, but I highly suggest. I've enjoyed every single one, especially the period pieces. David doesn't like those, but I do.
Yeah, I just don't like. I don't. It's not. It has nothing to do with the story or the animation itself. It's just I don't like the Batman's costume because those are the ones that are the period pieces.
Mm.
Um, I, I I just don't. I don't like
No, I get that.
it.
I
The
understand that.
stories aren't bad. I just don't like how his suit looks.
Yeah.
But I know it has to match what the period is for his suit.
Yeah.
So
The stories were good. But I was curious about that. Like, is there any comic book out of all these comic books that went from cover to cover and they made it into a movie? And like, I think that would be interesting to take a Superman comic book and turn it into a either show or movie, but
yeah.
not change anything.
Nope.
I mean, going from what the
Yeah.
first comic book from page to page in the beginning, and you're like, this is the
Yeah.
actual comic book
No, they
versus
have.
changing it.
No, they
So,
haven't. The most that they've done is taking elements from different
yeah.
movies. So when we watched the Flash movie, you saw where they got all the Flashpoint paradox. You saw how where they took that from. A lot of that information that they used in his movie.
Yes. That was a
Um,
good movie too. I
yeah.
enjoyed that. That was very good.
Although I wish they would have made Michael Keaton. I don't mean to cut you off,
Oh,
but I
go
wish
ahead.
they would have made Michael Keaton Thomas Wayne. For those of
Oh, for
you,
the movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
for those of you who do not know or haven't seen the Flashpoint Paradox animated movie, it's on in HBO Max or Max streaming. Uh,
DC
yeah,
channel on it. Yeah.
it's there. And in this animated movie, spoiler, it's been out forever. Thomas Wayne is the Batman, and um, Martha Wayne and Bruce Wayne were killed instead of Thomas Wayne and Martha Wayne um, when they were in the crime alley.
That's how the animated.
Yeah, and he
movie goes.
becomes the Batman
Sorry.
because of that, and takes up vengeance the same way Bruce did
Yeah.
as Batman. And it's kind of funny how they did that, but I thought that if they would have done that with Michael Keaton's character, instead of him being the Batman that we we know him to be from the Burton Batman movies, him playing Thomas Wayne would have been, I think, a fresh take on it for him, and we
Yeah.
could have seen him give his version of Thomas Wayne.
I hear you on that, and it is a good idea, but I feel that hardcore people would have not gone for that, and that's why maybe they did it that way.
Yeah, I totally get why they did it. It
Because
was nostalgia.
he's Bruce Wayne,
Yeah, it was
and
nostalgia.
he was one of the great Batmans.
Yeah. So I get it. I get why they didn't do it, but I thought that would have been a cool thing to do.
No, I hear you,
Um,
and I agree with you, but maybe that's
yeah.
why, because I people nowadays, it's crazy how strong a voice social media has and cancel culture has. Like, you can't do shit, especially if you're famous, because here comes cancel culture. Like, oh, they didn't recycle that bottle, they threw it, in the waste, and all of the sudden you have everybody under the sun campaigning to cancel this person because they didn't recycle. And I say that because they will go to the extremes. Like that, I'm sorry, I'm kind of veering off, but we'll go back to the comic book thing. What they did to Jamie Foxx and Jennifer Aniston. He said what did he say? They killed Jesus. What do you think they'll do to me? That was his tweet, something to that effect. And she liked the comment. She liked the
Oh
comment.
yeah, I remember hearing about that.
And then she came out after, because about everybody under the sun was talking shit to her, like, how are you gonna like that post? It's anti-Semitic and blah blah blah, and everybody fucking crucified her. So she was like, she took her life back, and she was like, I don't, I'm not with that shit, like, I don't stand for that shit, and blah blah blah. I don't think she's Jewish though, but still, she's the Jewish community and is a big part of Hollywood, a huge part of Hollywood. And I'm sure she's got a lot of Jewish friends, and they're like, oh, but I don't feel he said anything wrong. They did kill Jesus. Didn't who specified anything? You know what I'm saying?
Did he specify?
He did not specify who killed Jesus. He said they, but because of the stories and the history and that fake ass Bible, everybody's over here, going crazy and shit on him for making an anti-Semitic remark, which he never said anything. I don't think he said anything wrong, and I don't think she was wrong either. And they're over here canceling her for saying that she doesn't support that shit and going against him. Like, okay, remember that video that I sent you about Regina King? And
Yeah.
and then Jenifer Garner asked where her people are from.
Yeah.
And she got dragged. She
Well,
got dragged
She
for
shouldn't have asked that question.
for asking that question. But I feel as some white people are ignorant to that.
Sure.
You
I
know,
think not just white people. I think there's a lot of
a lot of people who are
but-
ignorant to that.
But if you're a celebrity and you're on the show, that's something that you shouldn't be asking.
And
That's-
I'm
that was
pretty
an
sure
inappropri-
she
no,
learned her lesson.
Yeah, it was an inappropriate question to ask, and she should have just kept her mouth shut with that. And then and she should have asked her on the side, off camera. Why are you asking that on camera?
Mm-hmm.
So to me, yeah, she got what she deserved. The backlash for that. She shouldn't have asked that question.
See, I don't think she should be dragged for asking a question in the ignorance that she's in. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, who are you to drag her? You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck do I have the right to go and talk shit to her about asking a question that I agree. She shouldn't have asked, but not enough to go to her Instagram and go all fucking crazy and start going off on her on like that's some crazy shit.
Well,
To hold on,
no, no,
let
go
me
ahead.
say my piece.
Go ahead.
I feel that that's crazy. Like the fact that you think you have the right to do that. And it's all freedom of speech and all this bullshit, but like you people go crazy. You go crazy over what someone decides to wear, what someone's hair color is, the weight that they've gained, the weight that they've lost, the makeup that they wear. It blows my mind. I understand that she asked an inappropriate question, but to be dragged like that, it was inappropriate. And yeah, she should have done it on the side, but I just think it gets taken to an extreme. It just gets taken to some level of this is stupid. Do you get what I'm saying? I see the disagreement in your face. I see the and that's fine. You can disagree with me, and I'm sure a lot of people will be like, "No, Daddy, like you're wrong," and that's fine. I can be wrong, and you can be right, just like you can be wrong and I can be right. Right?
Sure.
Okay, so that's how I feel about it. I got how you felt about it. I feel like I don't think Jenifer Aniston should be dragged for saying whatever, and she's over here talking about, fuck cancel culture. I kind of feel the same way because they come for everything. They come for everything, and they don't come for people that need to be canceled who are raping people, who are fucking beating the fucking holy breaks off of people, off of women, like women beaters, making women look disgusting online. And some of these women are allowing it, but they're not being dragged. It's fine. But this white woman makes a comment and it goes crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like it goes bananas. And I just feel like, why do you people care so much? Again, with like the whole Coco iced tea and their daughter Chanel. Why the fuck do you care? Like, that's what I don't understand about these cancel culture people. I don't understand why they care so much about what the fuck people say or do. Like, I don't approve of it, but I'm not gonna go to their Instagram. I'm not gonna start reporting them and going crazy, fucking like, fuck you, and let me, you're a piece of shit, and blah, blah, blah. And it just, I think people take it out of control. It goes too far, I feel. And that's my opinion of it. And whatever, I'm canceled now. I haven't even started.
I don't know. I don't really care. Be honest with you, people are gonna be outraged for the sun being in the sky and the sky being blue. People are weird, and I I don't have time to argue with people about.
Cancel the government. I mean, they're the one taking your money. Cancel the fucking
I
military. They're over here hiding fucking secrets. Let's cancel these people instead of canceling actors and fucking actresses and singers and rappers and whatever. You want to cancel these people because of the derogatory statements that they make, or so you think. That's your opinion. That's fine. But why aren't we canceling the shit that fucking matters? Our way of life. Why are we canceling these motherfuckers? Why are we so focused on celebrities? Why? Because we're like drinking the fucking Kool-Aid. That's how I feel about it. Sorry.
So, like I was saying, I
Sorry.
don't really care about cancel culture. I don't really care about people coming for celebrities. She shouldn't have made that question. She shouldn't have made that question on air. That was her
No,
fault to
you're right.
bear.
You're right.
She shouldn't ask that. As far as not on not on air where people can see it, she needs to. That's her fault. That's her responsibility. She has to take. And
No,
if
absolutely.
people felt a kind of way about it and wanted to vent their outrage to her about asking that question, then next time do better. She won't
And
answer
I'm
that.
sure she will.
She won't ask that question.
I'm sure she will.
That's to me.
But
That's an inappropriate question to ask, and the way she asked it didn't seem genuine. It kind of came off with a hint of arrogance. I've seen it, and you don't ask somebody that type of question. I don't ask somebody where they're from until I kind of know them enough to feel comfortable asking them. I may ask a Latino person or Hispanic, whatever you want to call someone who's of the Spanish descent, um, where are they from? Because I don't want to call them Mexican and they're Guatemalan, or call them Guatemalan and they're Honduran. I don't really speak the language that well, so I can't pick up on all the little secret
Curious.
in all the secret, all the intricate details within their speech
No, I
to
understand.
understand what dialogue
But
of
did you
Spanish they're
always
speaking.
feel that way?
What
What you just said
that I ask someone that. Well, be specific. I don't know where you're going.
about knowing where they're from.
No, I did not always feel that way. I knew that there were other Spanish
But
cultures.
we were just Mexican.
You were just Mexican until I
Got it.
found out um, what the different cultures that are here.
Hmm.
Yeah, I knew that there were Salvadorians. I knew that there were Guatemalans. I knew about these different cultures, but
In your book, we were all Mexican,
yeah, because you
just
don't.
like every white person,
You,
and
you,
just like any other race
but hold on, hold
or
on,
nationality.
hold on.
Like, no, I'm just saying that part. Like,
Yeah,
that's what we're labeled.
but
We're all labeled Mexican. Ain't nothing wrong with being Mexican. Absolutely not. But
but
I'm not.
but it's not even that. It's a regional thing. You don't go to Florida and think they're everybody there is Mexican. You think they're Puerto Rican or Dominican. Same
Mhm.
with New York. You know, they think there's something different. You
I
don't
understand.
you don't go to New York and say, "Oh, look at all these Mexicans here," and they're like looking at you like, well, "I'm not even from Mexico. Like, I'm not even part of that continent." You know what I mean? I think it's just a regional thing because California is so close to Mexico.
Yeah.
That's what you assume.
Yeah.
You don't assume that it's Central Americans.
No, I
You know what I
understand.
mean? So it was no slight on my end to say it. It was just ignorance of not knowing.
No, I know.
You know what I mean? And I
I do.
feel it's the same with black people. Not all black people are um, original American, African American black people, like how Regina King was. Like, I was born here and lived here all my life. Blah 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 blah. You know, you got people that come from Belize that look like regular black people. Yeah, they're black, but they're Belizean. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're from Jamaica.
Yeah.
They're black, but they're Jamaican.
Yeah.
You know,
I get it.
so yes, as far as what she got, yeah, that's on
You
her.
feel it was just.
I don't feel it was just. I don't feel it was just. I just feel that was on her. She made a mistake, and people came
You
for
just
her, and
said a little while ago
yeah,
like she deserved it. You literally just said
she
that. Now you're
deserved what. No, no,
backpedaling.
she deserved what she got for saying what she said. As far as Jennifer Aniston and
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx, I really, to me, I don't really get it. I don't get. I mean, Jesus did die, so who killed Jesus? He didn't say who killed Jesus. He said they killed Jesus. What do you think they'll do to me?
Yeah.
If people feel some kind of way in their community because they feel that that was a slight to Jewish people, then they need to not be so sensitive. Because I don't see him. He didn't say the Jews killed Jesus, and what do you think the Jews will do to me? He did not say that.
I get, and I completely agree.
You know what I
That's why I
mean?
said what I said.
So I don't think
That's why I
that.
don't understand why all the Jewish communities over here talking about, anti-Sem. But, maybe someone will
It,
school us and tell us like what that was all about, because I don't see the issue. I don't see why she's being dragged. I don't see why he's being dragged. Like, I don't get it.
yeah,
He said they killed Jesus. So who the fuck cares who killed him? They killed him.
he
They
did.
killed him. Somebody killed him.
So
Period. And
I
that's
don't
what
get
I
it.
think he meant. Somebody killed this man. What makes you think they won't kill me? And he ain't Jesus. He's just an actor on our planet who we all love.
So
Like, come on.
so again, I don't get the Jamie Foxx, Jennifer Aniston anti-Semitism.
I know you, yeah, and
It
you
doesn't.
side with the Jenifer Garner getting dragged.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't.
You make an inappropriate comment to
I
somebody,
do
then
agree with that, but I don't think she should have. Oh,
I don't. I
but
don't.
it to my.
Hold on.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
don't think she
Sorry.
should be canceled for it. I don't think she should, be affected all like that. Have to go to, classes. Have to go and speak to Dr. Umar and all these black leaders and find out, the black history and the culture. I don't think that's necessary.
Mm,
I just think that she made it. People make mistakes and they make inappropriate
yeah.
comments. People do it all the
No,
time.
absolutely.
The fact that most people, when they make these, they're not being filmed. I don't think that she came. I don't think she was trying to be, in her heart of hearts, to be, arrogant about it. I think that's just how it came out and how it came across. I think that it probably got taken way out of context by regular society. But again, you can't control what people are going to do. You can't control how people are going
No.
to feel and think. And if people thought that that was inappropriate, then and went and talked shit to her, hey, what are you gonna say?
No, I get that. I just feel like it gets taken too far.
Put it like
I
this.
understand that everybody's entitled to have their opinion, but why? Why do you guys care so much? Who cares? Like I feel like people should be more concerned with what their own lives than what some celebrity is doing on a boat at shaking their ass in the middle of the ocean. Like who gives a fuck? Like why? And then the what also blows my mind is the shit like the news, like these blogs where they're like, oh, so and so is on their yacht this weekend with rich girl 1 and 2, and nobody gives a fuck about that. Like, and that's hold on, that's what blows my mind because kids are being exposed to this, and these kids are drinking the Kool-Aid and they're like, I want to live that life.
Well,
And you gotta either have a parent who worked their ass off to get to that life, or um, inherit, you know,
yeah.
inherit some shit and be able to live that life. Stop running into stores and stealing shit because you ain't gonna get it like that.
So I again, with everything that's said between these four people that we just spoke about,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna stop watching their content. I don't feel that
It
neither.
pops up on my feed.
I don't feel none of them really did anything that's so horrible and heinous that it'd be like,
No,
oh, I can't support none of this. Hey, she made a mistake. She said something inappropriate. After
no,
it was
but
a
they're gonna crucify
yeah,
her for it.
but
That's the end of it.
that's social media.
The only support
That
she's gonna get now is from the people like me who don't give a fuck
no,
and are moving on. Hold on.
yeah,
People like me who don't give a fuck and are moving on with our lives. And her people. Her true hardcore fans who are like, "Oh, they're making nothing
I don't think it's
something."
that way either. I don't think
Just
anybody.
saying.
I think it was just a matter of a moment in time. Um, People moved on. It's it's not.
Have they though?
Yeah, it's
Have
not.
they?
It's not really that. She didn't come out saying all this stuff about, oh, you
I
blacker than
think she
black, and I
even
don't think you belong here, and go
What
back to
the
your
fuck?
country and blah blah blah. No, she ain't said none of that.
I
Yeah,
feel like
again, like I said, she made an
they've moved
inappropriate
on
comment.
to the next one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It was for the moment in time. It ain't even that serious. When she comes out with another movie or girl kick-ass heroiness movie like Peppermint, they're gonna go and watch that shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's yeah,
I don't know. I'm pretty sure. No,
no,
I'm not pretty sure, but I feel like
no,
that won't get as much love as
no,
it would have had she not said it.
no. It's like this. She didn't say something to the black community that was so out of line and so heinous that we would want to not ever look at her content. People have done worse things to the black community, as far as actors, and we still supported those people.
Apparently not,
Yeah,
but
people still
whatever.
people still go and watch Marky Mark and in his movies.
I know.
So that's why I said people have done far worse.
I know.
And I don't think that she's again, I think it was inappropriate. I think what she said was highly inappropriate and shouldn't have been on camera. She made that mistake. They aired it. She has to live with that consequence, but it's not a consequence that's canceling her entire career. People who want to cancel people just to cancel people are stupid. Just like the baby. The baby said something that was extremely out of line. Do I think that his career should have been canceled for it? No. Do I think that he needed to go and meet with the 12 different gay societies to be educated? No. I think he should have done what he did, acknowledge his mistakes. I mean, if we can't acknowledge our mistakes and grow from it, then what the fuck are we doing?
I hear you, but the thing is that they won't let you grow after that. That's
Because
what I hold on. That's what I'm talking about. They won't let you grow. He did say he was sorry.
yeah,
He did all of that, right?
yeah.
But now it's like, no, you're done. You're done.
Bottom line, cancel culture is bullshit.
Uh,
I don't believe in cancel culture. I don't care for it. You can't cancel somebody you can't cancel me. Only way you're gonna cancel me is take my life. Can't cancel me.
yeah, yeah.
You can't cancel the baby. You can't cancel Jennifer Aniston. You can't cancel Jamie Foxx. You can't cancel Regina King. You can't cancel none of these people. None of these people. Cancel culture is bullshit. What it is a bunch of people upset because they feel in their feelings, instead of letting someone amend for their and atone for whatever they did that people feel is wrong. So that's where cancel culture is dumb as fuck, because it doesn't allow someone to grow as a person, as a human being. And we're supposed to all be wanting to grow and be enlightened, and I'm glow in the glow up and all this, and you want to do cancel culture? Cancel the real people that need to be canceled. Cancel these motherfucking politicians. Cancel those motherfuckers.
Didn't I say
The
that?
celebrities ain't doing shit. Yeah, they're human. They're not fucking role models that are flawless.
They
There's
did
no
their they did their job. They entertained you in that movie or in
Correct.
that show, in that record,
Correct.
whatever. They did their jobs, but now you're trying to hold them accountable for their
You want to make
personal
them.
life.
You want to make
You
them
have
Jesus.
no right to tell somebody what to do in their personal life and what to say, even if it does come out fucked up or whatever. Like, these people have the right to say whatever they want, just like you do. Like,
Again,
it's crazy. I
they
just
want.
think they take it too far.
They again, like Jamie Foxx said, they killed Jesus. What do you think they'll do to us? And when I say that, it's whoever it applies to. If it's a black person, a white person, a Latin person, a Chinese, a Japanese, a Filipino, a Vietnamese, all the different people of the world, they killed Jesus, nigga. They killed Jesus. Somebody killed Jesus. And whoever killed Jesus, who do you think, what do you think they'll do to little old me? And Jesus said he was coming
It's not directed at specifically Jewish people.
Correct.
It is directed that someone
killed
Jesus and that he was divine. He was great in all his glory, and they still killed him. That's what he's trying to say.
Regardless.
It's not about who killed him. It's about the fact that they killed this divine person.
Correct.
That's what he was saying. A divine person. And then what makes you think that they, as in human beings, won't do some shit to him? That's what he's saying. He's not talking about Jewish people, love my Jewish community, but he's not. He's talking about the fact that someone killed Jesus, a divine person that you all cherish and love.
So anyway,
so sorry.
On that note,
sorry, I didn't mean to get loud.
On that note, this has been another 8:30 show. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do a like and a subscribe, and drop a comment if you like. Sorry again for the camera malfunction. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. I'm gonna probably go outside and Office Space it.
No,
If you haven't seen Office
hell
Space,
no, you're
enjoy
not.
yourself.
You better fix that shit.
But on that note, yeah. So yeah, that'll be
Yeah,
it.
thanks for listening.
Thanks for subscribing.
Deuces.
Peace.